Hello everybody, myself Ajit, and today's topic we are going to discuss is some telecom transmission impairments. In this session, we are going to talk various units of telecommunication. Also, what is the effect of these units on entire telecom sites in terms of antenna, BTS and mobile station. So, let's have a look of objectives of this session. First, we will talk about understanding of various units. Let us have a look of various transmission impairments which come across in telecom scenario. This slide shows some transmission impairments like attenuation, signal to noise ratio, noise and distortion. One by one we will discuss each impairments. First impairment is attenuation. The term attenuation is defined as reduction in the power output comparing its input is called as attenuation or loss. In simple words, we are just calculating the ratio of output power to that of the input power. To explain this, we consider one example. In this concept, let us understand this is a cell with BTS which is communicating with nearest mobile station. When we talk in terms of attenuation, as we rightly said, it is the ratio of output power P2 divided by input power P1. Let us take an example. Antenna delivers 2 watt of power, but MS accepts only 0.5 watt of power, which seems there is a loss in power accepted by the MS. The ratio gives you difference between two power levels of transmitter and receiver in terms of attenuation. Second point or second impairment that we are going to discuss is S/N ratio or signal to noise ratio. Okay, this signal to noise ratio is defined as average signal power to the average noise power at any point in a transmission path. In other words, this parameter gives us amount of interference which is caused in a given cell. For example, there is a MS, this is MS, there is MS acting as a receiver and antenna acting as a transmitter. If MS gets unwanted signal from a neighboring cell due to which its level of interference noise increases, we say noise parameter is increased. On the other hand, if level of interference from neighboring cell decreases or less, we say the signal parameter is increased. So in telecom scenario, it is expected that signal to noise ratio should be as high as possible because we want a signal value higher as compared to the noise value. Higher the signal value, lesser will be the noise value, and therefore the complete ratio of S/N or signal to noise will be much more higher. Coming to third impairment, that is noise. Noise is defined as any random disturbance. Noise is defined as any random disturbance or unwanted signal on a transmission network that affects the original signal. As we already discussed in a previous impairment, that is signal to noise ratio. So again, noise is defined in the same manner, that it is unwanted signal which is affecting on original signal. Next impairment is distortion. Distortion means inaccurate reproduction of signal caused by changes in the signal's waveform. either amplitude or frequency. As a term says, inaccurate reproduction, let's say this is an example. As a term says, inaccurate reproduction means the characteristics of signal, that is amplitude, change in the amplitude changes, frequency and phase. If they get disturbed or changed, then we say a signal has got distorted. This is either the amplitude increase or amplitude is decreased, or frequency increase or frequency decreases, due to which overall waveform or characteristics of wave is distorted, and therefore this kind of disturbance impairment is known as distortion. When we discuss telecom scenario, all these kind of impairments need to be taken care. We have to see that attenuation, noise, distortion, such parameters are reduced to very great extent, because we need to maintain a quality of service. So let us review 4 impairments we discussed till now. First was attenuation, that is change in a power level. Next is signal to noise ratio, which is the ratio of signal strength to the noise strength. Third is noise, which unwanted or unnecessary amount of signal. And last is distortion, which means inaccurate reproduction of waveform, either the frequency, amplitude or phase.